Papoose went on Instagram and called Aja Wilson's BET Sportswoman of the Year win a robbery. And baby, this is the second year in a row they've done this. Last year, it was Angel Reese. This year, it's Aja Wilson. Same bitterness, same entitlement, different name being dragged. They didn't learn from the first time. They just found a new name to disrespect. Let's get into it. Welcome back to Tea with Stella, where the tea is always hot, the receipts are always ready, and we never sugarcoat a single thing. I'm Stella. If you're new here, hit subscribe and turn on those notification bells. To my regulars, the cup is full. Let's spill every single drop. Let's start with the post itself, because baby, this post told us more than Papoose intended. He went on Instagram and listed Claressa's accolades. ESPN Fighter of the Year, SB Award winner, 3-time Women's Sports Foundation winner, Boxing Writers Association Fighter of the Year, and then had the audacity to type the words, "Not sure why BET keeps robbing Claressa Shields of that award." Now, here is the first problem. Every single thing he listed, every award, every recognition is from the past, not from the qualifying year. The BET Sportswoman of the Year is not a Lifetime Achievement Award. It is not a trophy case review. It is about what you did in the last 12 months. And he came to a 2026 argument with 29 receipts. That is not a defense, baby. That is an antique collection. He couldn't name one brand deal she closed this year, couldn't name one legitimate Associated Press poll, couldn't name one thing she did in the qualifying window that came anywhere close to what Aja Wilson did. He just pulled up old hardware and expected it to count as current currency. And here is the part that absolutely sent me. This man wrote a whole post defending his girlfriend, allegedly, and in the same post, he found time to shout out the BET performances he enjoyed that night, mentioned that he was happy to see certain artists on stage, announced that Cadacia has a new single out, promote Win Records, and plug an upcoming fight announcement. She lost an award and he used the moment to drop a press release. Most people write a defense post. He wrote a newsletter with sponsored content at the bottom. Now let's talk about Aja Wilson, because clearly some people need the education. She won her 4th WNBA MVP, breaking her own record. She became the first player in WNBA or NBA history to win MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, Finals MVP, and lead the league in scoring all in the same season. She led the Las Vegas Aces to their 3rd championship in 4 years. She was named AP Female Athlete of the Year and Time Magazine's Athlete of the Year. Vanity Fair cover, Met Gala, active deals with Nike, Ruffles, Mountain Dew, Lowe's, and Panini. A best-selling book, Dear Black Girls, a love letter and empowerment tool for young women of color, and an AWF foundation providing educational resources for children with dyslexia. Now, here is the contrast nobody wants to say out loud. One woman wrote a love letter to Black girls. The other spent the year publicly arguing with them. Angel Reese, Layla Ali, Alicia Baumgardner, and a woman who was taken out on a stretcher with a brain bleed. One built a foundation that serves children. The other gave away free tickets so the arena wouldn't look empty. One built a legacy. The other needed to fill seats. The BET award criteria explicitly includes athletic performance, global impact, and sportsmanship. Aja checked every single box. Amanda Serrano, not Claressa, landed on the Time magazine cover as the most influential female boxer in the world. BET wasn't confused. BET was paying attention. Now, let's do what Papoose refused to do in his post. Let's actually look at what Claressa did in the qualifying year. 2 fights against Lanny Daniels, where she reportedly looked like she was in the worst shape of her career and needed 10 full rounds to get through it. and against Franchon Cruz, a woman she has already beaten 4 times in her career, who showed up to the weigh-in swollen, visibly injured, and in clear discomfort. And Claressa still shoved her while she was standing in heels. No new world title, no elite opponent, no competitive fight that had boxing fans buzzing. And now she is sitting at an award show expecting to be handed Sportswoman of the Year over a woman who just had one of the most historically dominant seasons in WNBA history. But here is the thing that disqualifies her most clearly, and it is not even about boxing. It is about the Shadia Green moment. Shadia Green lost a fight, collapsed, and was taken out of the arena on a stretcher with a brain bleed. While the boxing world was worried about another fighter's life, Claressa went live and said, and I want you to really hear this, that's who y'all said was going to beat me. The BET award criteria explicitly includes sportsmanship. She celebrated while a fellow boxer left on a stretcher. That is not a robbery, baby. That is an answer, a very clear, very public answer to why that award was never going to land in her hands. And then there is the $8 million deal. She has referenced this number repeatedly as proof of her value, except on Good Morning America, she admitted it was just a number we decided to put out there. Meanwhile, Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor each made over $10 million in a single fight. She put out a number to change a narrative, and her own interview exposed it. Let me zoom out now, because the most important part of this story is not one post. It is the pattern. Last year, Angel Reese won the BET Sportswoman of the Year. Claressa went on social media and publicly questioned the decision, implying the award was undeserved. The internet dragged her for it. She backtracked. She said she was on Team Angel Reese. And then this year, Aja Wilson won. And instead of learning anything from last year's embarrassment, Papoose went online and did it bigger, more aggressively, with a post that called it a robbery. Same energy, same entitlement, same complete inability to sit down gracefully when someone else gets recognized for having the better year. Now, here is what makes this even more pointed. Remy Ma has been nominated for BET Awards. She has lost BET Awards. She has won a BET Award for her diss track, Quietly Gracefully, without making it about anyone else. Remy knows exactly what it feels like to sit in that audience and not hear your name called. And she has never once gone online to call it a robbery, never once diminished the winner, never once made another Black woman's recognition about herself. Her husband apparently did not inherit that trait. And here is the Tony Rich detail that gets overlooked. When Claressa was with Tony Rich, people liked her. The comment sections were positive. People celebrated her wins because her personal life was something they could respect. Then the relationship changed and the public's respect left with it. That is not a coincidence. That is cause and effect. And Papoose going online to call Aja Wilson's historic year a robbery is not helping anyone, not Claressa's reputation, not his own image, and certainly not the relationship people already struggle to respect. So that is today's tea, a post with 2019 receipts trying to argue against a 2026 award, a woman who had one of the most historically dominant individual seasons in the history of women's sports. A sportsmanship record that answered the question before it was even asked. And the second year in a row that this same playbook got run against a Black woman who simply had the better year. Aja Wilson did not need Papoose to defend her year. Her year defended itself. Meanwhile, Claressa needed her married boyfriend to go online, and even he couldn't make the case. 2 questions for you today. 1, do you think Papoose actually believes what he posted, or was this just damage control after Claressa crashed out at home? Two, is there any version of this where Clarissa wins this award next year? Or has the off the ring story permanently overtaken the in the ring one? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one. If today's cup hit right, hit that like button, subscribe to Tea with Stella, and share this with your group chat because somebody needs to see this today. I'm Stella. The tea is always hot here, and I will see you in the next one.